Hey everybody, welcome back to ChortleCast. I'm Jake.
I'm Steven.
And we're together today, so we
are.
can actually high five and like it actually worked.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we can high five and it not work.
Yep.
But you know, that's just the way it is sometimes. So anyway, welcome to ChortleCast. We are actually live today.
Yes.
Steven came up for Memorial Day. Spend the holiday with me. Because, you know, that's just how sad his life is right now.
Yeah.
So, that's where we're at. Anyway, we got a great show for you this week. If you didn't know, this is ChortleCast, the official podcast of Chortle Games.
Yes.
We talk about video games, TV shows, movies, anime, whatever the heck we want to talk about. And we got a lot of video game stuff to talk about. We got a lot of folks showing up. What is it? Monty, Dylan, Jaeger. What up, Jaeger?
Was Fable ever actually good?
That's the question we're answering today on ChortleCast.
We're not really going to answer it. We're just posing.
What's up, Darian? Anyway, yeah, we're gonna have a great show. We're gonna talk about that new cranking handheld game from Playdate, I think is their name, and then we're gonna talk about the PlayStation Productions, which is PlayStation. Hey everybody, welcome back to ChortleCast. I'm Jake. This is Steven, and we're back at it again.
In case you missed that awesome bit the first time.
It was a bit so good, we had to do it twice.
Yep.
Sorry about that. This is ChortleCast, the official podcast of Chortle Games, where we talk about video games, TV shows, movies, anime, whatever the heck we want to talk about. And we started this live stream a second ago, and it crashed. So, you know, that's just what happens when you're live. And we actually are live because we're here together. We can actually, you know, touch and stuff.
Welcome to ChortleCast, where we can touch and stuff.
You know, whatever. This is where we talk about video games, TV shows, movies, anime, whatever the heck we want to talk about. And we've got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about PlayStation Productions, which is PlayStation making movies out of their games. We're going to be talking about Playdate's new cranking handheld system, and then we're gonna dive into some E3 rumors, just get that rumor pool going.
And we're gonna talk about our plans for E3 too, because we haven't talked about that yet.
Yes, we can talk about that, and next week we're gonna be doing predictions.
Yes.
And so there is a fine line, a very fine line between predictions and rumors, but we're gonna talk rumors today.
The rumors of today's ChortleCast don't necessarily reflect the opinions of
ChortleCast, Chortle Games at all. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be a great show. ChortleCast, for those of you that don't know, airs every Monday at 12 o'clock Central Time.
Yes.
Typically, it is not live like it is, although we do premiere it when it happens. It's usually pre-recorded and premiered live.
Yeah, and I usually hang out in the chat while I watch a recording of the things I said the day before in a recording, so I can talk to you guys live while I'm at work.
And then he regrets the things that he says.
Sometimes. It's extremely meta.
It's a very meta thing we do here.
So embarrassing yesterday.
But anyway, you can catch us there, and all that good stuff. Yeah. So let's dive in. So PlayStation has announced that they are doing PlayStation Productions, which is, oh no, I deleted the article. Oh no. Why am I so dumb?
All right, while you do that, I'm going to talk about PlayStation Productions.
I can just tell it.
Okay.
Because I basically know what it is. Okay. They are going to be making movies out of all of their franchises. So basically, the premise is they've got like over 100 IPs of great stories, things like Last of Us, things like Detroit Become Human, Spyro the Dragon apparently is one of the things that they talked about they could do. So basically, they're just going to start making movies. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Steven?
Could be good. Video game movies don't do well.
Except for Detective Pikachu.
Except for Detective Pikachu.
It's a good movie.
But I think that a lot of the fault in that has been the lack of understanding of the video game being made into a movie.
How do you make a movie that feels like playing a video game?
Right, exactly. Actually, we just watched one last night that we're going to talk about later, probably.
Oh, yeah.
But
Jaeger said, except for Sonic. Sonic's going to be the best.
Okay.
Right now it's Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
Detective Pikachu's the top, but hey.
But what I would like to see is the makers of the games being involved with these movies so that they can bridge that gap of understanding the game as well as understanding what makes a good movie.
Yeah.
So if you can convey, like Twisted Metal is the only one, it is the first project that I think they've announced. If they can convey what it's like to play Twisted Metal, but make it cinematic, like just a thrill ride to sit back and watch, that's pretty much the only marriage that you need to happen to make this kind of stuff work. I don't think necessarily we need a Last of Us or Detroit Become Human or even an Uncharted. I'm going to watch Uncharted because I'm the king of thieves and it's my
that's your duty.
It's my duty. But I don't think we necessarily need those because they're already so cinematic already.
Well, that's what the only thing that's, I don't know if encouraging is the right word, but like the reason I am a little bit excited about this is because Sony tells such good stories in their games.
They do.
Last of Us is a great story. God of War is a great story.
Yeah.
Even Detroit Become Human is kind of a weird choice, but like there's really good stories in there. So I think they could I think those could translate into really compelling movies.
They could.
But like the reason I picked up God of War is because I saw that axe get thrown and called back, and I was like, I want to do that, and then I got a great game out of it. So I don't know, it could be very interesting. My biggest concern about this is this detracting from game making? Right. Because they've already said, hey, we're gonna make fewer, better games. And we're also going to make movies. It's like, are you telling me you're making fewer games because you're making more movies? What's the deal here? Yeah. So, we'll see. And then you were asking the question, it's like, is it just TV shows or is it just movies?
Right.
Because the only thing they really mention is productions. They don't really say...
I think right now they're probably focusing on movies, and then they'll probably consider TV shows, because right now, that's a gamble.
Okay, let me pose this question to you, Steven. If you could make any Sony game a movie... what would you make it? And then also, which one would you make a TV show?
Oh, gosh.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I would want a Spyro the Dragon TV show.
Okay.
I think that could be really good, really funny.
Okay.
Because they've already kind of got that what's it called? The stupid physical game thing that stole Spyro from the world. Skylanders. Yeah. They have a TV show that has Spyro in it. Yeah. But I think, cut out all those other idiots and just do Spyro, and I think it could be a lot more interesting. I'm thinking on movie, though.
Infamous TV show.
That would be good. Because it'd kind of be a mix of like, what's that? There's that X-Men movie or TV show that's going on right now.
It got canceled.
Gifted, yeah, that got canceled.
It was good for like a season.
It could be kind of like that, just without the baggage of X-Men.
Yeah. I would love more from the Infamous world.
I would too.
I love Infamous.
I would too.
And
did you know, fun fact, it's like the 10th anniversary or something of Infamous this week or something. Yeah. Apparently, in early designs of Infamous, you had a motorcycle.
And there was carriage customization.
That would have been cool too.
Yeah. I still have not played the first Infamous game. I need to. Because I hopped on PlayStation with PlayStation 4. And I played a little bit of Infamous 2. I think I never played all the way through. So like, and that's like why things like PlayStation Now are tempting for me. Yeah. Because I hopped on PlayStation 4 and missed all of these great games on PS3.
I've got Infamous 2. Do you want to do like a Let's Play of that?
I don't have a PS3.
No, I mean like I've got it on here, like on my PlayStation 4. I don't know, but I do. Are you sure I think it was a 4.
It's a 3. Because Second Son.
No, because it has I'm thinking of Second Son.
Yeah. That was my introduction to the series. And I loved Second Son.
I forgot there was an Infamous 1 and then an Infamous 2 and then Second Son.
Yeah. Kind of confusing.
Second Son was really fun.
I love Second Son.
That's a great TV. And especially from the Second Son angle, because there were so many other characters who had abilities. Yeah. That would be a really good one. Yeah. What about movie? What would you want to see a movie of?
Honestly, a Twisted Metal movie could be really fun.
I'm blanking on what
Twisted Metal is the game that's like the cars, but they battle with like missiles and machine guns and stuff, and like Sweet Tooth, the clown, that drives the ice cream truck and has like all the weapons on it. That could be like, I'm not looking for like a good story there. I'm just looking for like Death Race meets video games.
Kind of like Mad Max.
Mad Max
meets,
like...
What was that Turbo Racer, or what is it? There's some
Speed Racer?
Speed Racer. Speed Racer mixed with Mad Max.
Oh, man. Yes.
Mixed with
exactly
like a little sprinkle of Deadpool kind of humor in it. I'm trying to think. What's up, Luke? You just touched my shoulder. Hi, Jim. Yeah, I can touch Steven's shoulder today if I wanted to. I don't like this.
Welcome to the ChortleCast, where we can touch each other all day.
We can touch each other's shoulders. I'm trying to. I don't know. This is the only one that's coming to my mind, but I would really like a God of War movie.
I agree with that.
Like, I could see like a trilogy movie.
A God of War movie would be incredible.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I wouldn't want it to tell a different story other than what's in the games right now.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like,
I'm trying to think. I feel like on the tip of my tongue, there is a PlayStation exclusive, like a PlayStation property that I would love to have a movie for.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't think of what it is.
Sly Cooper would be good, and there was that rumors of a Sly Cooper movie at one point.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really fun. I would like a TV show of that as well. I think.
Yeah.
I can actually think of a lot more that I'd want TV shows of than movies.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna have to do.
They could do
Google search.
They could do a Detroit Become Human TV show, but like each episode is from a different perspective, and then like they could even like season 2. I don't know. That maybe wouldn't be interesting.
I don't think Detroit needs any kind of television or film adaptation
because it basically is.
It basically is, and the essence of it is choice. And
exactly.
you can't communicate.
Well, you could do something like Bandersnatch on Netflix.
You could.
But I personally wasn't a big fan of that. But also, again, that's kind of what Detroit Become Human already is. Luke said, God of War movie. What about that movie, Clash of the Titans? Clash of the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically what God of War is,
yeah.
But
which
that old God of War. I want new God of War. I want him to kill Thor on screen. Take his hammer.
Is that what you want to happen in Guardians of the Galaxy 3? It ends with Kratos just ripping Thor in half.
Shoving his hammer up his throat.
Yes.
That's what I want. That's what I want from that.
But
you got some.
I'm just scrolling through.
Oh, what about that? That Parappa the Rapper. What if we had a Parappa the Rapper movie?
That'd be great.
That could be a good movie.
Demon Souls. A Souls movie could be interesting. You know what?
That would be a really cool horror movie.
Yes.
I just don't know how they would tell a story with that.
Yeah,
because when I think of that, I just think of, I know there's a story, but it's a story you have to like really dig for.
Right.
I don't know. If Brody was here, he could tell us a little bit more. He might have some more insight into
that. Legend of Dragoon. That's a PlayStation 1 game. Back when like the Final Fantasy style games were big, like the JRPGs. Mm-hmm. And that was supposed to get a revival, but it never happened. But that was like one of my first
movie.
Exactly. Luke, I think, wasn't Assassin's Creed Vikings confirmed?
I don't know if it's been confirmed, but it leaked.
It's very heavily implied.
It's very heavily implied.
Horizon Zero Dawn. That could be a really good movie.
That could be a really good movie.
Not that's one that wouldn't be a TV show. That would definitely be a movie.
But again, like, just play the game. Like, it's a great game. Mm-hmm. Just play it. Anyway, whatever. Hopefully some of these will be good. We'll have to see what they eventually crank out. I'm scrolling all the way
through these before
I'm looking through some of these too.
Yeah.
I don't think Okami is a PlayStation exclusive. That would be.
I think it is.
Is it? That would be a cool one. I never
Ratchet and Clank. They already did a movie for that. They did a game based off that movie. So how does that work? Shadow of the Colossus. That could be an interesting artistic film.
Ooh, that would be a good one. That would be a really good movie.
Yeah.
That's a rare occasion where that might be more fun than the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like just watching that movie might be more fun.
Yeah, there's Legend of Dragoon, Order 1886. That could be interesting as a TV show, maybe.
That one would be really good at TV show.
Yeah.
I liked that game. I know a lot of people gave it crap.
I haven't played it much. I still have it, but I just never played it much. What did I do to deserve this, my lord? I don't know what that is.
That sounds like a Let's Play we need to do.
It does.
Anyway, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
To me, as long as it doesn't hinder more games, more great
Sony
games.
Infamous TV show. That's
Infamous
the takeaway.
TV show. That's what we need right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump in and talk about Playdate has announced this really weird handheld gaming system. It's Pikachu yellow. It's 2.7 inches and big, I guess diagonally, and then which is really tiny.
Mm-hmm.
That's really tiny. It's got a 400 by 240, I assume, pixel black and white screen. It features a D-pad, 2 face buttons, and a crank, which is going to be really weird in your pocket.
Hipster sounding game device I've ever heard of.
I'm not going to lie. I'm very, very interested in this. And the thing that really, really interests me is you can't buy games for it.
Mm-hmm.
It will feature 12 brand new games, and it's set to release in 2020. Mm-hmm. But the big thing is the games cycle. Mm-hmm. Like, there will be 12 games when you get it. 2 months from now, there'll be 12 new games automatically just uploaded to it. Yeah. And the games that you did have won't be there anymore.
See, I find it funny that you're saying that. You're like, wow, that sounds cool. But then, like, just last week, you were like, gosh, the Stadia sounds terrible because they take away games.
But I hate Stadia because it's going to be like, oh, man, I'm playing God of War, like one of my all-time favorite games.
Right.
And bam, oh, man, it's not here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
This is like stupid mobile games.
Mm-hmm.
Or not even stupid mobile games. Like,
just like mini games.
Like, yeah, like mini games. Like stuff like, I got real upset when Kingdom Hearts had those little black and white games that you could play, and I was just like, why have y'all spent time on this? Like, just finish the game.
I remember that.
But I don't know. At the same time, though, with something like this, where it's like, okay, this is kind of weird. Mm-hmm. This is niche. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It could be interesting. But Panic Inc. is who is known for publishing Firewatch, right. And they're publishing the Untitled Goose Game that's coming up, and so they're the ones that have made this thing.
I mean, it sounds like such a niche thing,
mm-hmm.
but it does sound like if it's relatively cheap.
That's the thing that's going to make it for me. Yeah. And if it's a subscription, I can tell you right now, I'm out. I'm already out.
I'm not getting that. Like, unless if Anna would like that, because she does like mini games, so she might like that. But like, I would never get that.
I want to know.
That's what my Switch is for.
I want to know what the price is,
mm-hmm.
because I'm interested enough that if it's under $100,
mm-hmm.
I'll get it.
Yeah.
If it's a subscription, even if it's $1 subscription,
mm-hmm.
to have it, I will not get it.
Yep.
Because that's it makes sense to me, especially since it's going to be a rotating mm-hmm. cycle of games.
Yeah.
But I'm just down for that. Luke, we have not played Rage 2.
I've thought about it.
You've thought about it.
I haven't played it yet because I'm just now playing Doom.
Yeah.
That's in the channel if you want to watch that.
He did a live stream of it.
I'm gonna be playing it more, but I've really thought about getting Rage 2, but there's so many games coming out soon that Rage is probably going to be one of those games that's like Doom, where I spend all this time wanting to play it,
mm-hmm. and then you finally
I finally do like a year or so down the road.
We're going to talk rumors here in a bit, Luke. Don't worry.
Hold on to that.
Hold on to that thought. We're coming back.
We will get there. And the way we're going to do questions, I guess, since we haven't really addressed this, if it is a question that's on topic with what we're currently talking about, mm-hmm. we'll probably integrate it in our discussion. But if you have a non-topic question, we will look at it as we move on to the next
topic.
Yes. In the segue to the next topic.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Before we do segue into rumors,
mm-hmm.
which I would like to get into, I do want to talk about some of the game creators, and I'm gonna butcher a bunch of names, but the one that jumps out at me. Keita Takahashi, Zach Gage, who made Keita Takahashi, who made Katamari Damacy, Zach Gage, who made Spell Tower, Bennett Foddy, who has made several games.
I will never get this device now that Bennett Foddy's involved. I hate him so much.
Sean Inman, The Last Rocket are just among a couple of the people who are making games for the device. I'm just saying, for the right price, I'm into this thing. All right.
I will not give Bennett Foddy my money.
I will not give Bennett Foddy the pleasure of taking my money. Okay. All right. Let's segue into E3 2019 rumors. So E3 is just a couple weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
We're very excited. We're gonna just go through a list of some rumors.
Yeah.
Now, Luke, you jumped out and said Ubisoft is rumored to announce a game subscription like Game Pass at E3. That would be really cool. Have they been talking? I don't think he was on that list of Playdate stuff, Luke.
No.
Fujumi Takahashi. I can't speak Japanese. I wish I could. What do you think about that? Weren't they? I've heard rumors about this.
I mean, they've got Uplay. It's not subscription based, but
no. I remember what it was. There was some debacle about Uplay points, which I never use. They will eventually start they have a time limit on those now or something. That was like a big deal going on a while back.
I love Uplay points because I play a lot of Ubisoft games.
Yep.
And every single time I play a Ubisoft game, the first thing I do is I launch Uplay and I see what stuff I can get with my points. And I like that because it's basically turning achievements into content.
Points, yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I don't like the sound of them making them expire because then it's like, well, what if Ubisoft doesn't come out with a game that I want to play for a year and a half?
Right. Well, that was old news. But now, so rumor of a game subscription.
I don't know if they have enough
content
to
I think they have enough, especially if you consider a backlog, to justify it. But I don't know. I'm sitting here thinking maybe it would be worth something like that, because if you had that, like Watch Dogs, I'm getting Watch Dogs 3 when that happens. That's a rumor going around that's going to be at their announcement. I'm getting that. That's like, I love Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
So if I had this subscription service, well, then I could go back and play Assassin's Creed. And is Rage a Ubisoft? No, that's Bethesda. I don't know. I feel like Ubisoft has so many, like Division 2 and like a bunch of just other random titles that you're like, oh yeah, that's Ubisoft.
Yeah.
And then there's that monkey game that's coming out eventually.
Oh, Beyond Two. No, that's not Beyond Two Souls. It's Beyond Good and Evil.
Beyond Good and Evil 2. I think, yeah. There's that one too. So I don't know. That could be interesting. I just want Watch Dogs 3. That's all I really.
Yeah.
That's all I really.
I love Ubisoft, but I just don't know if a subscription is. They've got enough annual games to where I guess that would work.
I think it could work.
Yeah.
I think it could work. But again, it all depends on the price. What am I paying for this? Because like Games Pass, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like $10, which most of the games on there you need. Xbox Live to have, which that's like a $15 subscription or something. Which I think they've lumped those together now for like a $20.
They did.
Which is genius, but
should have been day one.
Should have been how it was all along.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. So if we're talking like maybe a $5 subscription or something,
do that for $5.
Yeah, I think that could maybe be worth it. But anyway,
Hiroto Takoshi.
Maybe at E3 with a new horror game.
As we move on through these other rumors, Luke, please enlighten us on who that is.
To kind of go along that thread, From Software is rumored to be teasing a game that they've been working on with George R.R. Martin.
It's good to know he's been working on something.
AKA this generation's.
Do not finish that sentence.
I'm sorry.
I will murder you on live.
We'll come back to that, Dylan. We'll talk about that in what we've been playing this week.
Yeah.
If it reminds us,
there will be catch up at the end.
Yeah, catch up at the end.
Yes.
So FromSoft, they basically have been working on some game with George R.R. Martin. There's not much rumor about it, other than it's going to be obviously FromSoft. It'll be a Dark Souls, Bloodborne type game, which I think is interesting because Dark Souls is kind of like knights and king, British.
It's a bit much more medieval.
Yeah.
I had it.
And then Bloodborne is in a way,
Victorian.
Yeah, it's Victorian.
Yeah.
And
so then Sekiro is Japanese, yeah.
And so it looks like what I've heard is that it's going to be Norse related.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
There's so much that they could do with that because like FromSoft does really good with creating their own mythologies, but also adapting mythologies, and like Norse mythology is really big right now. If they were just tap into that, I know a lot of people that would die for a Norse mythology Souls game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Literally die for it.
Fuma Takahashi is a legend in the I'm horrible. He worked on Devil May Cry. Okay. So you were asking about him doing Playdate stuff. I didn't see his name listed on the Playdate developers or anything, but so I wonder if that horror game has anything to do. I don't know if that guy works with FromSoft. I don't think he does though.
Yeah, when
I'm looking through things.
Who's Hiroto Takoshi?
Luke.
That name doesn't. Luke, yeah. Who is that? That name doesn't ring a bell for me.
How would you say that name, Steven?
Hidetaka Miyazaki
is the director from Soft.
Yeah, Miyazaki's the guy who did all of the Souls games.
Yeah.
Well, most of them.
Anyway, that would be interesting. This E3 would be the best time to strike that because Game of Thrones just ended, so George R.R. Martin's name is hot. Supposedly, he's going to be announcing the next book's release date within a couple weeks.
Okay.
Is rumored.
Okay.
So we'll see if that happens. So that could be a good time to strike that iron. Speaking of irons that are hot, let's talk about Fable.
Was Fable ever good?
So
that was the question.
Microsoft's whole E3 press conference supposedly got leaked. And one of the things that really kind of came out of that was a new Fable game, which I would be totally down for. In fact, when we all texted about it in our group message, I was like, oh man, that would be great, yada, yada, yada. And Stephen posed this question. Was Fable ever good?
Was Fable ever good, or did we just care a lot less back then? Because I don't really hear anybody say much good about any of the Fables other than the first one. And the good things they say about the first one is like, it became the standard for all RPGs, like right after that. Like being a hero that uses bows, magic, and swords all at the same time. Skyrim, Witcher, like every other RPG does that. So it's like, what does Fable really have anymore other than its dark humor and tone, I guess. So my thing is like, a new Fable could sell some systems, but was it ever actually good? Like, do we have the right to call it like a game changer or anything like that, or has it just been kind of that game that showed up once and then never really changed positively that much?
Yeah, I don't know. I just have so many fond memories of Fable and playing it with like Brody and stuff at like sleepovers and whatnot. So I'm just all about it. But probably you're right. I'd probably get it and be like,
it's just with all of the good RPGs you have these days.
Right.
I'm just wondering if they make another Fable game and they don't try to do their own thing, everyone's gonna be like, okay, this is not as good as like this game. You know, like
there's so many other things. Yeah. But B tier games can be fun.
They can. Any game is fun with co-op. That's the Fear 3 principle. Any game is fun with co-op.
But anyway, the rumor is that it wouldn't be like, I don't know if they're calling it Fable 4. I think that's actually what it is. It's like it wouldn't necessarily be Fable 4. It would just be maybe a restart.
Fable.
Luke is jumping in with Watch Dogs 3 may not have guns. We talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get to that one too.
Well, we can already talk about it.
Yeah.
That would be awesome because I always played Watch Dogs non-violently, or I tried to. And I was telling Steven last night, that gives you one gun, maybe two to use, and then like the occasional bomb. Or I remember in Watch Dogs 2, your drone and your car could be equipped with like a taser every now once you get far enough along. And that was great. But anyway, Fable, it would kind of be like a restart of it. The game is supposedly has been in development since late 2017. And it's something that we may not even see at retail until 2021. But it would be a next generation.
The next box.
I like that. That's what they should call it.
They should. The next
box. The NE Xbox.
the next.
NE box. NE Xbox.
Any box. You can play our games on any box.
But really though, what if they did that? Because they've got the whole cloud service going.
God, I would be so disappointed.
NE Xbox.
Yeah.
Wow. Microsoft, you can take that to the bank.
You can take that one, but I wouldn't recommend it.
But anyway. So
I agree with that, Luke. Make no guns an optional play style, but make guns an option. Like, make it a viable option for Watch Dogs.
No. Okay. I strong disagree. Absolutely.
We watched Incredibles 2, Anna and I did this week. And like when they're talking about the brother and sister, they're talking about the fate of their parents. And she's like, Mom and Dad would have been safe if they just gone to the safe room, and he just goes, I disagree strongly. I was like,
whoa. Calm down.
I'm going to start quoting that. I disagree strongly.
So to move on to more rumors. First off, Nintendo is going to announce a new Switch prior to or just after the show.
Okay.
So I don't know if that means after. I assume they're talking about after the show, period.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious if that means before their direct or after the direct.
Yeah.
Which the new Switch, if you haven't already heard these rumors anyway, they're talking about a new Switch that would be a little bit bigger and a little bit more powerful than the current version, and then one that would be
the opposite.
Yeah, a little smaller, similar power, and it wouldn't have detachable Joy-Cons, and it would be meant to be in handheld mode all the time, which could be interesting.
It would fill the void that the 3DS
has left.
Yeah, and making that something where it's like I have a Switch designed for portability, but I can play with my friend who has the Switch and plays it mainly on the TV.
Right.
That's a really cool idea.
Well, so that's the rumor, and the smaller one is the one that seems more likely at this point. But an interesting spin on this rumor that just happened. Nintendo today announced that they're having a Pokemon Direct on June 5th.
Yep.
Which is the Wednesday.
This is not rumored. This is
confirmed.
Straight
this
up
is
confirmed.
Yeah. There is a Pokemon Direct on Wednesday, June 5th, the Wednesday before E3. Like 2 days before EA Play starts.
And I consider this great news.
Oh, yeah.
Because not only are we getting more Pokemon, but also the more we get of these bigger announcements. Because, last year's Nintendo Direct, a lot of people were okay with it because it was Smash.
Right.
And everyone was like, oh my gosh, yes, more Smash. But to the people that aren't feeling Smash, it was probably a really underwhelming press.
Right.
Because it was
almost just Smash.
Like maybe 15 minutes of other things and then the rest Smash. So I'm glad to hear this because a lot of people were saying Pokemon was probably going to do what Smash did.
Similar thing.
But now that we're getting a Pokemon focused Direct days before E3, I'm really excited because now it's like we'll maybe hear more about Marvel vs. Capcom, Daemon X Machina, Fire Emblem.
No, it's just going to be Animal Crossing. That's all it's going to be now. God. You're going to meet each character that could possibly show up.
They're gonna show like.
Here's Petey the elephant.
They're gonna make me think that they're like announcing Daemon X Machina. Like there's gonna be a pilot going into a hangar, and then it's just gonna be like Animal Crossing somehow.
Animal Crossing pilots. Oh my gosh! What if your village? What if your town was like an air town, like in the sky?
An air town, like what is it called?
Oh, like Owlboy. Owlboy has that.
It was.
In Bioshock Infinite. Yeah. That would be so cool. What a twist, though. That would be really funny. But anyway, so I totally think they could announce a new Switch at this Pokemon Direct because, I mean, the whole reason Pokemon is coming to the Switch is because it's handheld. Like, they would not have just put this on if it was, like, a normal console. So, like, what if it's like, and hey, Pokemon's always been a handheld system. We know Switch can be, but let's take it a step further. And it's like,
what if they even like showed it and were like, check back with us in 6 days?
Yeah.
When
we'll have more to talk about.
That's very, very brilliant to be like, hey, Pokemon fans, come over here and check out our other stuff on Tuesday. Yeah. Like that'd be really smart.
That would be cool. So I think this rumor has a lot more.
I think so. Yeah.
Gusto behind it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you're going to use a game to announce that,
that's the game.
That's the game.
That or something like Fire Emblem, but Pokemon has much more volume.
Yeah.
So Pokemon's the game to do that with.
Yeah. Exactly. Luke said, "Animal Crossing attack of the moment." the mole men have taken over the ground, so the towns now exist.
Animal Crossing, like, I had this conversation with Anna because Anna, I'm introducing her to a lot of different video games. And I described Animal Crossing to her, and I was like, it's a game where you do chores with a bunch of animals. And she was like, okay. And I was like, now would you think that people would like have lost their mind over this game that are my age? Like, it's one of those games that like doesn't make any sense. And I don't personally get it. But it's just so funny to me how big of a deal Animal Crossing is. Because I've never played one, but I guess maybe if I played one, I would get it.
So the first one I ever played was the one that was on GameCube. And I remember really, really enjoying it. And then I got New Leaf on my DS when I got my DS, and I never really did anything with it. And I guess I just didn't figure out what I needed to do.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is you build your house, you make your house bigger, you decorate your house, and you make friends with animals, and like that's the deal. But yeah, you're mostly doing chores to get through to that process. So I hope having it on a physical console. I say that the DS is a physical console, but like a real quote unquote console, an at home console is what I'm trying to say. That I'll be more appealed to it, but we'll see.
Luke, to address that real quick, we have talked about Breakpoint, not today, but in previous podcasts. We will talk about that more next week because that's probably going to be integrated in our E3 predictions. Because nothing about Breakpoint is rumored. We know it's coming. We know it'll be at E3. So tune in with us next week for that specific
E3
topic.
predictions.
And if you're on our Discord, if you'd like to send us any questions you would like us to discuss about Breakpoint, you can get all that in to us by next Sunday, and we'll be able to talk about it in much more detail.
Were there any other rumors that you had? I feel like there was one that you had mentioned to me, and you were like, "Oh, we should do rumors today."
It was mostly the Xbox stuff. It was Watch Dogs as well. I don't remember. Square Enix. We talked about them a little bit.
Right. We were just talking about how they better bring it, and they better not have a stupid show this year.
It's rumored that we could see a re-reveal for Avengers.
Right.
I would love that. I just show me anything. Like,
they if they were ever gonna make an announcement about that, this is the time.
Avengers is still, like, Endgame is breaking all of the records. They are fire right now. If they were, like, even if they just got a dude to come out with, like, a toy Captain America shield that shoots discs and be like, Avengers is still here, that would be great. Because it'd be like, because then people writing articles about the Square Enix press conference would be like, and then Captain America came out and yelled Avengers, and that would show up in the Google searches. That would get them more hits.
Yeah, it would. I'm imagining the disc shooter, because I know exactly what you're talking about, like a shield that shoots the disc. I've totally seen that.
Yep.
But it shoots like copies of the game. That's what I'm thinking. It's out today!
It's out today! People lose their eyes because sharp discs.
People lose their eyes. That's the article.
There's a lawsuit.
Wow. But yeah, no, so Square Enix has to bring it this year, and that would be the way to do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, Luke is saying, do you think Todd Howard will announce mod support for Fallout 76? I think, personally, they should just bury that game, and or they should either do what No Man's Sky did, which is stick their heads in the ground and just wait until they have a perfect game and then release it again.
I think,
or they should just bury it and let it die.
I think that E3 might be the worst time for them to do anything with 76.
Yeah.
Because when people hear Fallout 76, they tune out.
Yeah.
They're just like,
it's automatic
why'd you do
negativity.
this?
Yeah.
Yes. And so if they ignore 76 for their press conference, talk about here's what's coming, here's what we're excited about, but continue to love on the game a little bit and give it support later on, and then talk about that then, that would be good, because that would build them goodwill. But I think that
They shouldn't waste time on it.
They shouldn't waste time on it here, because then that just gets people to be like, oh yeah, that game happened. And like with Bethesda, with all the hype they've got around, like what's it called? That game that I predicted last year.
Starlink.
Starlink. That's the Ubisoft.
Starfield. There you go. Let me just put Star
in front of things until it works. With Starfield and with Elder Scrolls 6 and Doom Eternal, like they've got a lot of good stuff coming, and so they've got plenty of reason to be like, we didn't have time to talk about 76. We're talking about what's coming in the future.
Not to get too much in. Well, I'll save this for predictions. I think they'll talk about Rage a little bit too, as well. Rage 2.
The one that just came out?
Yeah, I think they might announce DLC.
That would make sense.
That's a prediction.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on, Steven. Let's catch up.
Okay.
Or do you need to talk about something else?
No, I think
you
that
said,
was.
and then you paused, and then you thought, and you looked.
Okay, I think what I was thinking of was the Pokemon Direct, but you mentioned
We've addressed that. We've addressed that. That is coming.
So let's move on.
Let's move on. Let's do some catch up. This is where we talk about games or movies, or what we've been playing or watching this week.
Yes.
To jump back to Dylan's question about what's your opinion on Dauntless, I'd love to be able to play it. I have not been able to.
The
get
loading
into
screen
is top notch. I really love their logo.
The when you're trying to connect to the server, there's a little dinosaur on the bottom right who's walking, and I swear the longer he walks, he looks sadder. Like like his head's just down. He's just like still walking. And I was in a loading screen for that game for probably 15 minutes, and it went nowhere. I was in a queue time of 50 minutes, 50. But it has gotten better. FFG, our brother channel, they played it this week. They actually were able to successfully stream it. Our friend Evan is obsessed with it right now.
Your face, and you said that like obsessed with it.
He's obsessed with it, like because he's always just like, and he even said he's like, I'm not even going in the story. I'm just killing the same monsters like over and over again.
I really want to play it because the brief time that I like started the tutorial mission and then lost connection at some point with it. Mm-hmm. So I'd love to play it, but I just haven't done it yet. Yeah,
the little bit that I have played, it's fun. It definitely feels like a free to play Monster Hunter, but Monster Hunter World is very grounded in the physicality of your character. Mm-hmm. Like if you run for 5 seconds,
you tire.
You can't jump. You can only hop off of so if you want to hop on a monster's back, you have to run around it onto a cliff, then hop over, then hit it. In Dauntless, you can jump. So, for example, if you got an axe, mm-hmm. you can jump and then do a downswing that way. So there's like a variety in the attacks. It's kind of fun. There's no lock on button,
which I struggled with really early on.
Mm-hmm. There was one on the PC version, and they removed it.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
I don't know why you would remove that. But whatever.
But we're gonna try to play it eventually.
Yeah, we still want to do a live stream of it. We're just gonna have to wait till they.
The way I am with Dauntless right now, because I've been hitting Division 2. I've been hitting Division 2 so hard because of like trying to. I had to respec my character. I'm on the 8th iteration of trying to find a build that I like because skill builds are very lackluster right now because they've not been focusing on making them work. So I run a pistol build now. Hold for applause, I guess, because that's the worst thing you can do. But I made it work, and so I've been just grinding that game out to get everything I need to make it work. And so with FFG and Evan both moving over to playing Dauntless some, it's like I can breathe a sigh of relief because I don't feel like I have to play Division constantly just to make my lackluster builds keep up with them.
Right.
And so I'm happy about it. And I don't think I'm going to get into Dauntless because it's my opportunity to kind of
not
sneak out the back and then just play these games that are coming out in the next few months.
I still want to try it, though.
I do too. I want us to play it, but I don't want to play it so much that I'm like, I really like this game. I don't want to keep playing. I want to like...
You just want to enjoy it when we
dip my toe in the water, enjoy when we stream it.
Come into my world where I only play these games when we stream them. And, that's why I'm just always lagging behind.
I don't have self-control.
I'm glad you have that. I don't have self-control either. I just so busy. Luke's been playing some of the RDR2. I haven't touched that game since I beat it. I tried online once, and that's it.
I told you that game wouldn't have lasting power.
What else have you been playing, Steven? Anything else? You just said Division. You've been grinding out.
Grinding out a lot of Division.
You're about to have a lot of games you're going to be playing.
Literally tomorrow.
Yeah,
Blood and Truth.
Blood and Truth is coming out.
I'm so excited for that game. That's going to be awesome. And I'm probably going to be streaming it tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm trying to think of what I've been playing. I'm still kind of recovering from moving. I'm still moving some stuff, and then I've been doing a lot of work on actual work, as if this is not real work. I have played a good bit of Katana Zero though. At this point, I live streamed that really last Friday. It's very fun. It's really fun. Mm-hmm. It's a lot like Celeste, where like you're trying to do a perfect sequence of things.
Right.
And similar to Celeste, like you get here's where you're at. This one level that is very short once you figure it out. But it may take you a minute to figure out exactly what you have to do. But it I don't know, it's just very quick, and if you die, it just rewinds you back, and you're back into the action. So it's very, very fun. I highly recommend it. It's pretty short, so it's something that you can beat quickly. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. And then last night, we watched Scott Pilgrim.
Finally.
I have never seen Scott Pilgrim.
Finally. I had to drive all the way down to your neck of the woods just to get you to watch a movie with me.
I would have watched it with you. Someone was going to have to drive to someone's neck.
Yes.
To make that happen. But anyway, so it was my first time watching it.
It my was really 47th time watching it, probably.
And it was really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The fight scenes in that were amazing, and it was really cool. Talking about video game movies.
Yeah.
That felt like what it should be.
And that movie's 9 years old.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's already been done.
It's already been done, and it's based on a comic book written in the 90s, I think. So it's very Nintendo, Zelda kind of inspired, and it holds up. I haven't watched it in a couple of years probably, and I watched
it was genuinely fun. I mean, there were a lot of laughs. Like what were you saying this morning? The tea. Liver disaster or something like that.
Yeah, there's a list of 20 different teas. Because
the main girl Ramona has.
Yeah, Scott was like, "Wait, there's more than one tea," and then she reads off this huge list, and in the middle of there is liver disaster, and I was like, "Is that a thing?
Is that a real thing?"
Yeah.
So this morning, Stephen was like, "I'll take liver disaster for my breakfast." But anyway, it was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's just one of those movies that you go into it not knowing really anything about it, and then next thing you know, there's a hipster pirate flying through the ceiling of a concert asking to battle, and then an hour later, there's a bass playing vegan, and vegans have superpowers for whatever reason, and then the vegan police show up.
The vegan police was hilarious.
When I saw it in the theater for the first time, my theater lost their mind because it was the most left field, out of nowhere thing. Dude that played the Punisher in the first Punisher movie kicks down the wall and he's like, "Vegan police!" He's got his little gun and it's his finger. And then he's reading him his rights and he's like, "You knowingly ingested gelato." And then he's like, "Gelato's not vegan." And Punisher goes, "It's milk and eggs, bitch."
It's milk and egg, bitch.
Oh man. That movie is just so fun. It's just such a delightful movie. If anyone hasn't seen it that's watching this, you really need to go watch it because it's just it's some of the most fun you'll have watching a movie.
It's really, really great.
Yeah.
And then you saw Detective Pikachu this week.
I did.
What were your thoughts on that?
I liked it a lot. I took my wife and my 3 younger sisters to go see it, and they love Pokemon. They all play it on their 3DS and their Switch and stuff. And I thought it was really good. The plot was very predictable. It's a kids movie, so but I guess not really minor spoilers. This is kind of a spoiler. This is actually totally a spoiler, but if you care very heavily about the story for Detective Pikachu, don't. But at the very beginning, when he's going to Rhyme City, and it's the guy who created Rhyme City,
he's talking about, "I'm looking for the next evolution."
I'm looking for the next evolution that I found that way through Pokemon. I immediately thought, "Oh, he's Mewtwo," he's the bad guy.
He's
the bad guy. He is trying to become Mewtwo or something like that.
So I want to talk about, to continue on Detective Pikachu spoilers. I don't know the name of this phobia, but I have it, and it is my person being put into something else. So the whole premise, this villain, he becomes Mewtwo, and apparently Mewtwo has the ability to combine.
Apparently Mewtwo can heal people too.
Apparently Mewtwo can heal. Mewtwo can combine human souls into Pokemon bodies.
Yes.
And so the premise was this guy, the villain, put himself in Mewtwo and became Mewtwo, and then he started combining everyone with their Pokemon. So the main girl, she has a Psyduck, and so she fuses with her Psyduck.
Yes.
Which, like, she is the Psyduck. Like, her consciousness is there. We don't know what happens to the Psyduck's consciousness.
Yes.
That's not explained. But, like, there were so, like, probably the most terrifying one is it Snuggle, the dog?
Snubble.
Yeah. The main detective, like, police chief captain, he has a Snubble. And he's like, it's getting enraged and it's attacking him.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they, like, fuse. And I was just like, ah! Like, this is my nightmare. So I really, really was, like, squirmy in my chair when that was all happening.
So, on that, again, we're just spoilers out in the open, I guess. The identity of Pikachu.
Oh, I knew that from the start, too.
From the beginning of the movie. Because, like, every single time they show Tim's mysterious dad, he's always, like, hunched behind the coat. And he's like, hey. It's like, oh, it's Ryan Reynolds.
I did really appreciate, though, that it was Ryan Reynolds. Like, that it ended up being him. That was great. I don't know what they're going to do for a sequel.
I don't either.
There's rumor that, in fact, I think it's already confirmed that there will be a sequel. But
surely
I don't know how they're going to do that. Because number one, I think Ryan Reynolds did make the movie.
I still think, like, seeing the framework, and I think this is what they were going for, they knew Ryan Reynolds would he's got the Midas touch, he just made it gold.
Right.
But I do think that now that we've dipped our toes into the world, I think that they could make it where we don't need a talking Pokemon to connect us. Because, I mean, Tim wasn't very likable. He just kind of was there. If you get a character that's got a lot of charisma as a trainer, get a few characters maybe, have them play off each other within the world, I think that's enough. Honestly.
It could work. Pikachu is a ghost. Pikachu. So again, spoilers for Detective Pikachu, but the Detective Pikachu ends up being Tim, the main character's dad, and Mewtwo had fused them early on. Is what happened. So still doesn't explain why he could understand him, but whatever.
Again, it's a kids movie.
Don't question it. Just
the only thing that I didn't see coming as far as the plot goes, which I thought was handled pretty well, was the Ditto.
Oh my gosh, I was trying so hard not to spoil that for you because that was crazy. But also, it makes Ditto seem like the most powerful Pokemon ever.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's just scary when you're a person and you can't do anything.
Eyes, terrifying, but also the way it says Ditto. Like, I was trying to be intimidated by it, but just Ditto. Like.
Well, so the first time we saw his lady bodyguard with her pink gloves, I was like, what is this lady? Like, holy crap, she's some sort of pink person.
Yeah.
I should have just instantly connect, but it still was a great reveal.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's good stuff. That's all I've really been watching and playing. So I think that's it. Yeah. So, well, thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of ChortleCast. We do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, there's a couple things you can do to help us out. Number one, if you're watching on YouTube.com live on this Monday when we started at 12 o'clock Central Time. That's when it airs every time.
Also, ChortleGames.com.
Yeah, ChortleGames.com. You can like this video, share it with friends, leave a comment, all that good stuff. I'm getting there, Luke. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter, both at Chortle Games. You can email us at chortlecast@gmail.com if you have questions or topics. If you've got any E3 predictions, you email us this week. We'll talk about those next Monday.
We're talking all about E3 next week.
Yep.
And we would love
any predictions you got.
Yeah.
You can also do that in our Discord, which you can get in the description of this video or in the banner of the channel. Again, chortlegames.com. And then I already said Twitter and Facebook, so that's all good. Steven, this isn't the only thing we do on the channel. We have lots of other things we do.
Yes, we do.
Again, the podcast airs every Monday at 12 o'clock Central Time. Usually on Monday nights, you stream Division. I assume that's not happening.
I don't know if it's happening.
But you're here.
Yeah.
So
we are heading home probably after dinner.
Uh-huh.
But depending on when dinner is, I might not make it back in time at all, so I don't know if I'm going to feel like doing it.
And then Tuesday or Thursday, we usually do a Team Up Tuesday, which is where we team up and do a co-op game. Yeah. But Blood and Truth
comes out
tomorrow. So Steven is thinking he's going to stream that tomorrow.
I'm going to stream it, and we're going to try to hook it up where I'm in VR, and Anna is going to be with my Yeti and with the chat, so she's going to be hanging out with the chat.
I don't think it works that way.
If I have two people signed in, could I do that? Like
maybe.
That's my thinking.
Maybe. Try it. Because I know you and I tried streaming a VR game, and it ended up the headset was where the mic was,
right.
regardless.
But my thought is each person signed in could have a different input.
Maybe it'll work.
So the Yeti could work.
Try it.
We're going to try it.
Blood and Truth tomorrow, either way, regardless.
It's a VR action title where it's basically John Wick meets Kingsman. Sounds amazing.
What up, Speedwagon? You showed up right at the end, man. Wednesday is when we do our Let's Plays. We're actually about to film a bunch of Let's Plays, so I don't actually know which one I'm going to put there. But we were doing a lot of funny stuff today, so there will be a Let's Play Wednesday. No content Thursday, and then Friday we'll have a live stream, probably about 7 o'clock Central Time. Yep. That'll have to be me because I'm shooting a wedding Saturday. Okay. Actually, I don't know that I can even do Friday because I'm going to be cruising in town and you're doing a big thing. So, I don't know. We'll have to figure out Friday.
What am I doing Friday?
Aren't y'all having like a dinner or something?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I won't be doing that Friday.
I won't do it.
I will probably play Doom on Saturday, though.
Okay, so
I love Doom.
We'll probably just have a stream on Saturday.
Yeah.
7 o'clock Central Time is a pretty good guess. Yeah. Again, follow us on our Discord. That's the best way to do it.
Yep.
And all the good stuff. So this has been great.
No Speedwagon, or yes, it is pre-recorded, but we predicted everything you were.
No Speedwagon. This is not. It's not pre-recorded. This was actually live. You missed an actual live ChortleCast.
We're in the same place for a change, and we had the day off, so we thought, let's just
America closed down today, so let's make it work.
But Luke, to answer your question, the next thing we are playing is Blood and Truth tomorrow night. Very slim chance, but possible. I will be playing Division 2 tonight. I will let everybody know on Discord.
He'll let you know in the Discord.
Yep.
And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna click the video. Maybe it'll play. I don't know if it'll play. Play outro video. Play. There it goes.